a lot more spread out than kind of in a best of 3 event. And so it's a lot more likely that people are kind of having to come back to their keyboards and then go and all start, all sort of stuff like that. So we do have to the bottom left hand side our red Protoss player. It is going to be ShoWTimE. And of course, to the upper right, it'll be the blue Zerg. Let's hear it, guys, if you're cheering on Bly. So, as we set up into game number 1 of this best of 5 series, I'm going to be kicking this off and just seeing how things go. In a moment or two. Let me just sort of fix something quick. Alright, perfect. So we are on Dust Towers for this PvZ now. I mean, it's Bly. So I was actually about to say this. I was surprised we just see a proxy hatch. Then I looked at my minimap. I'm like, oh, we do see a proxy hatch. So Bly is right from the get-go is kind of making ShoWTimE react and gonna make ShoWTimE kind of the reactionary player in this game. And so crazy start already to this best of 5. NA Challenger in 2 hours. Is it really in 2 hours? I thought it was in like 5 hours. I don't think it's in 2 hours. If it's in 2 hours, I would cast it, but I really do not believe it is. I almost refuse to believe that it is. Is it really? No, it's in 5 hours, apparently. I'm pretty sure that's right on Team Liquid. Anyways, we are send up here into this game with this proxy hatch play. So, with this proxy hatch coming on in, obviously we're going to see Bly actually pulling some drones across the map as well. Wants to try and set up some spine crawlers. He's got ling speed started, and so the whole idea is he wants to try and bust down the front and kind of ling flood through. So that's kind of what he wants to try and make happen here. As we're just going to be seeing kind of, I mean, the thing is, when it's scouted so early, you can just see already kind of reaction coming in from from ShoWTimE with kind of a lot of Zealots on the way out right from the get-go. So Zealot's just going to come in and continue to work away against this hatching. I mean, just so much damage being taken. Queen comes out, will be able to get a creep tumor down, I imagine. These Zerglings coming forward to try and protect. Mothership Core here as well, so actually maybe if he does try and get a creep tumor down, it won't work out. ShoWTimE actually going to commit to try and just kill the hatchery. I think the hatchery probably will go down, so hatchery going to continue taking damage here, and that should be about it. It's so low, the Adept will get the last shot, maybe in a moment. Target the hatchery is on 6 off. There we go. Hatchery goes down. Here we do see now ShoWTimE is pulled back up towards this high ground. We're actually going to see the Broodlings very nearly picking off a Zealot. We do see 2 spine crawls moving forwards. There is that creep tumor though, ready to kind of keep these spine crawls alive towards the front. So we've seen another spine crawl just moving a little bit further forwards. Now there's a robo facility coming in behind these couple of gates from ShoWTimE. Robo is actually one of the better ways to deal with this sort of attack because you get an Immortal up and they absolutely chew through spines. They can tank spine crawler damage quite nicely as well. So let's see how this goes. We're just going to be seeing the robo just over halfway done. I'm just going to be seeing the spines just moving forwards, and we're going to see what's going on. We're going to see the Thought overcharge just being popped once more in the spines. I mean, can't really do anything yet. I mean, they've not actually done any damage at all, so this really isn't working for Bly so far. ShoWTimE is 12 workers up, doesn't have an expansion. We'll be moving towards that soon, though, it would seem. But we'll see. I mean, if he starts an Immortal now, he won't be able to afford expansion for a while. Sentry's going to be important here as well for the force fields. And I actually thought he missed that force field there. Bly did not end up committing, though. Force fields are going to be important. Just continue to hit them on the ramp because he's not going to want to force field here and here at the same time. So I'm going to want to try and keep force field on the ramp, and that's exactly what ShoWTimE's going to start doing. I imagine he's just going to keep on warping in sentries most likely, just to make sure that he can continue to force field for kind of a continuous amount of time. You see a photo overcharge available too, though. So I mean, even if these Zerglings do get up the ramp, there's still a good possibility to defend this. We see spines picked off one gateway, another couple gateways building. ShoWTimE's still just on one base here, but is 30 workers up against 14. So I mean, maybe a few too many workers, but at the same time, maybe he thinks he might lose a few. Either way, it's sort of all right for him as we see this spine trying to poke away against the Immortal as well. Still, another shift core just going to pull back just slightly. And the Spine's going to pull back now too, but again with that Immortal to do a bit of tanking, and second Immortal about to start. Oh no, it's actually an Observer. If this is Immortal, I think this would be... Well, I think he can kind of poke through this very easily anyway. He needs to wait for that barrier to come back on the Immortal though, or for his shields to regenerate. It's a little bit of an overzealous push forwards from ShoWTimE, as we see more Zerglings coming through the centre of the map from Bly. So coming down towards the bottom left. They're all going to join up together here, these Lings, and be having a little bit of a think as to what they might want to try and do in the next few moments. A single Observer helping actually push back the creep spread a little bit, which is nice as well, I suppose. Didn't really think about that when he got the Observer. See, Nexus being taken. I mean, ShoWTimE obviously a slow expand compared to Bly. He's double expanding now as well. I mean, both players slow, expanding slowly in the game, but Bly, I mean, Bly's double expand, so you might be like, well, Bly's going to be okay, but again, he's just so far behind in workers, so let's see what happens. I mean, we see the Spines again just down the ramp, just sat here for now, but now 2 Immortals are going to be out, and the thing is, ShoWTimE's in no rush to push down the ramp as well, you know, like, whenever he pushes down here, he's going to be, you know, he's going to be more than ready to kind of really commit to pushing down, so he's, right now, she's continuing to take damage, and maybe, again, just being a bit overzealous. Doesn't have to be this greedy with trying to kind of deal with this push at the front just yet. I mean, he doesn't want a third base immediately, and I imagine, actually, that ShoWTimE most likely will probably just go for a big counter-attack behind this. Like, when he does break out, he'll probably just go for, like, a big 2-base all-in, a big 2-base time, and just try and end it, as we see him pushing down now. And I see a few Zealots in the front. Nice transfuse to keep the Spine Crawlers a little bit healthier than you might expect. Hallucinate Phoenix is going to start going across. Now, we have seen a Warp Prism made, so for now, ShoWTimE will just look towards harassment to kind of keep Bly busy, but I'm still a big believer that he's probably going to move across for a big attack when he does break out of his base here in the very near future, because this army of ShoWTimE is very, very good against the kind of lack of army of Bly, which is really just Zerglings at this point still. I mean, the Bane Nest on the way, so they're going to play a Ling Bane opening, kind of as the follow-up to this proxy hatch. You see ShoWTimE coming down again, and that will be that Spine Crawler now dead, so Spine Crawler falls. You see ShoWTimE just going to come down, clean up this creep. We'll see the Queen putting down one more creep team as well towards the back. Just try and keep this creep spread here a while longer. Now, there is creep going up the map as well. That's one kind of positive you get from this, the benefit that you get kind of creep going from the other direction to usual. So there's that, as we see 3 Adepts coming towards the main base though. So 3 Adepts coming in towards the main base, and they're going to be looking to see what they can get up to in the next few moments. So they're going to start unloading. Well, Drone's going to start taking some damage. And so Workers starting to fall already. I mean, that's actually 4 Workers picked off there immediately. So nice little harassment by ShoWTimE. Some good damage done already. And just wants to make sure he doesn't lose that Warp Prism to the Queen, of course. Though Phoenix have come up as well, so actually ShoWTimE put down the Stargate too. We saw Phoenix starting to be made a few moments ago, and he's starting to use them now to pick off an Overlord. And well, just look to see what sort of damage you can get done with them. So it's obviously an interesting game, an interesting scenario that you don't see all too often, but I would generally just say that I'm a firm believer right here that ShoWTimE is just very far ahead and in a very comfortable position as well. So Warp Prism just going to come around the red side. Now there's them Phoenix coming up towards the upper center. And what are they going to get up to? Immediately going to come in, they're going to start working their way through a couple of Overlords here. So a couple of Overlords starting to take a little bit more damage once again. Going to be 2 Overlords picked away at that pretty swiftly, as we're going to see if an overcharge pop down. We're going to be seeing a few Zerglings picked off as well, so a few Lings going down very swiftly. As again we see the Phoenix just coming in, and there's going to be continuing to work their way through these drones. So I mean, Bly's already behind in workers, so the Phoenix actually going to be able to kind of put Bly even further behind in the worker count. So Bly, and the thing is as well, Bly can't just kind of blindly kind of mass drone to kind of counter the Phoenix, because he knows there's so many units on the map as well from ShoWTimE that his army's quite scary. So Bly knows he can't just mass drone blindly, because there might be an attack coming soon. So it's a very awkward situation now, as we're just going to be seeing the 3rd hat there. Next is going to be finishing up very soon out of ShoWTimE. Queen's coming in there to do lift that Queen. The Queen is going to be taken down, so Queen falls. And the Phoenix from ShoWTimE just going to head back down towards the left hand side. A little bit of a link drop coming in towards the main base, but that's going to get shut down pretty quickly here. ShoWTimE on top of this, a few links towards the 3rd base as well. And ShoWTimE just having to pull his probes for a few moments there just to make sure he's going to be okay. And there's that Overlord going to be going down. I mean, more Lings coming across the map. But I mean, Bly's continuing to just kind of throw Lings into kind of a wall here. You know, he's not really doing anything at all. As we're going to see these units just being pushed back almost immediately. And so Bly just going to have to pull back there. Phoenix heading across towards the upper right hand side once more. And yeah, Bly just kind of again collecting Zerglings together. We see a Lurker Den on the way up from Bly too. I'm just going to be seeing that Baneling nest. Starting up the Baneling speed too also, so I mean, lots of stuff sort of being done as we see a couple of Temple Archives coming down. That's definitely a little bit of a mistake. Just ShoWTimE not realizing that he's already built one of those archives as he continues to harass in the main base. And I mean, you know, we've seen Bly being the aggressor in this game, right? But let's see how many workers were actually killed from either side. Bly only ever killed 2 workers, and ShoWTimE's killed 18 and rising. With the fact he's always been ahead on workers too. I mean, ShoWTimE has just done so much damage throughout, and I mean, it is sort of showing in every single way. I mean, he's just in a good position. I mean, 59 workers to 51. Zerg generally doesn't want to be behind in workers. I mean, just nothing right now is going the way of Bly. It really, really isn't. So, very tough start to this winning bracket semi-final from Bly's point of view. As you're going to see these Phoenixes continue to clean up a few more drones. And the Phoenix just backing away off towards the upper side. And we're going to see some Zerglings. Well, they're just going to run along over to the left-hand side here as well. And they're just going to be having a bit of a think as to what they might want to get done in the near future. Lings come in, surround that first Zealot pretty swiftly. So that Zealot does go down. And you can see it from ShoWTimE just pushing those Zerglings away for a few moments longer. Phoenix still overhead from ShoWTimE as well, so Phoenix still overhead, and well, they'll be kind of pulling back themselves now towards the bottom left as we see the Zealot, Sentries, Pure Depths, the Archon, Mortals. They're all joining up in the centre as Lings are starting to run on forwards, and there's a couple of Archons, and they are there ready to do quite a bit of damage to these sort of Lings that look to continue running by. And so, I mean, ShoWTimE's army is just terrifying. He's just playing this patiently, though. It's very kind of characteristic of ShoWTimE to just play a very slow, patient game. Not really overcommit to anything, you know. You're going to see another phone overcharge coming down, and yeah, just going to be kind of working his way through the Zerglings. So, yeah, just kind of Zerglings again trying to run by. I mean, it's one of the things that Bly can do to try and get back in the game, but I mean, it's just not enough. He has got Lurkers up, which makes this a little bit of a scary army to fight against from ShoWTimE's point of view. He doesn't have charge just yet, so he's actually going to have to back away, but still just, even if he doesn't fight right now, he's still got advantages, he's still got the lead. See a couple more High Templar finishing up, they're going to morph into that Archon as well, and now pushing forwards, we're going to see actually a lot of these Lurkers starting to go down, so Lurkers starting to be picked away at already. And we're just going to be seeing, yeah, I mean, everything just going to push on forwards here, those Lurkers. I mean, the Phoenix pretty much picked up the majority of the Lurkers anyway, so it wasn't even much of a fight. You can see how one-sided it is with what the supplies look like now. 170 to the 70 or 60 or 80 or whatever it was. It was a pretty one-sided fight, and so Bly is going to have to tap out again, number 1. ShoWTimE going to go up and take the lead in this series. I'm pretty sure he's been leading every series he's played today, apart from when he cut. You know, he's never been losing a series today. Yeah, it was 1-0 up against TLO, then it evened out, then he won 3-1, he won 2-0 up against Marine Lord, then won 3-1, so let's go in game. And introduce our players for our second map here. Frozen Temple. To the bottom right hand side will be the Red Zerg player. Let's see what he does this time. Obviously a very aggressive, different sort of opening from him with the proxy hatchery on Dusk. He is Bly. Let's see if he can pull this back tie up this series. ShoWTimE again has been looking good today. Dropped 1 map in each of his series so far. And to the top left, he is the Blue Pros player from Millennium. ShoWTimE. Lag asks Bly. Nope, says ShoWTimE, so maybe a quick pause. Out of Bly for a moment or two as we see. Well, ShoWTimE just already putting his gateway on the low ground. I actually saw this against TLO earlier, I think, if I'm not mistaken, where ShoWTimE came across with this very fast probe, and was it against TLO? I mean, he might have actually. I think it was actually against. I think it's from the Do You Star Mars, so maybe a different event. And it was like that was casting earlier today. So ShoWTimE for a little bit of a block here. Will's come in, sees the gas being taken. Now, one thing ShoWTimE might not check is the hatchery coming up at the 4th base because, well, you know, we've all heard of the Zerg not getting the natural, so they take their base at the 3rd instead. But the 4th? The 4th? I'm not too sure about that. So, yeah, I don't think ShoWTimE is going to check this. He's actually going to check up here. So he is actually, when he sees no bases, he probably will check over to there. But again, it's maybe going to make him freak out a little bit right now as to what might be coming his way. I was just going to be seeing probe from ShoWTimE. He's just going to go back home. So, starting to head back home. ShoWTimE with... Well, I mean, the thing is, he saw the gas pool at a time, or they saw the gas coming down at a time, which suggests, you know, unless Bly's stacking a lot of minerals, suggests he has a hatchery somewhere. So, bit of an interesting scenario. But yeah, look at this. ShoWTimE actually maybe thinks it's over here. Another proxy hatch maybe. So he's checking everywhere. He really is. And in reality, I mean, it is kind of a proxy hatch in a way. I mean, he's so far away from the main base. Not really proxies, but hidden. And it is going to be that hatchery down to the bottom side. So ShoWTimE will eventually find this here, and we'll now know kind of exactly what his opponent's going for, his timings, and we'll just realize kind of it's a hatch gas pool play with a very weirdly located hatchery for the natural. Now, what I would like to kind of point out here is that ShoWTimE played Stargate on this map earlier against TLO, but he'd already used a Resonating Glaives build in the matchup. So I wonder if this time around he plays a Resonating Glaives opening, because it is a very good map to play that opening on in the PvZ. So I'd be interested to see if we do see that, as we see there's a Adept just shading across towards the bottom right hand side. He'll be coming in here and just looking to try and obviously pick off a Ling or two perhaps, and whatever else. So here he goes. Adept just coming in, and ShoWTimE just picking up some early damage. If he gets a drone kill, that'd be nice, but yeah, nice extractor play by Bly. We'll just deny that. This Adept on the way over to this base here just wants to check it is going to be a free base play, so sees that, and we'll just try and scout a bit with this Adept into the main, and we'll just see Ling speed on the way. We'll see that hatchery wiggling, but we won't get much information just from that. And so yeah, I mean, Adept just trying to retreat back home. He's actually probably going to get caught by these Zerglings though. So Adept going to go down, as we do see two more gateways being added on already by ShoWTimE. We haven't seen any tech from him at all just yet. So is he just going to go with like a lot of Adepts with no upgrades or anything? Like, I mean, he's just, you know, he's still got no tech. So we keep our eyes open for this. He's got 300 gas in the bank. What will his first tech structure be? It's getting very late to just add on Twilight Council and go Resonating Glaives. It's getting kind of late out on anything, so maybe just a Robo and heading in towards a third base is a possibility. I mean, he's taking extra gases, so he wants to tech, but into what? Oh, double Stargate. Alright. This is a build we haven't seen for a long, long time. Or we haven't seen, it used to be so popular, now it is not as popular, because what happened with double Stargate when the mass Phoenix play is that people sort of realized that if you play Hydra Bane, it more or less hard counters double Stargate, so ShoWTimE actually did use this build a lot on this map way back when. A lot of Phoenix combined with Adepts. The synergy between them works quite nicely to be very aggressive. I remember he took down Snoot a couple of times on this map. I think in the Challenger League, maybe kind of way back then, a few months ago. I think in Millennium versus Team Liquid as well in the SD2ITL. So, yeah, it's one of those situations where we're actually going to see kind of the double Stargate going to be an interesting choice, kind of a build which was from the past. And I mean, Bly scouts it now with these Lings, but what's his reaction going to be? He's already actually building 12 Roaches. But look at this, Adepts across the map here, and ShoWTimE is actually starting to get some damage done. 5 Workers picked off already, and we're going to look for a Queen kill here. He's actually going to commit into the main, so he's going to keep on picking off Workers. And ShoWTimE is doing some good damage. 14 Workers down is Bly, and of course, again, we see ShoWTimE has spotted all these Roaches as well, so he knows to be a little bit cautious about a potential attack. You see those Adepts. They shade out, but they don't get too far away from the Roaches, and so most of them going down. 3 of them survive. Still, though, 46 Workers left alive for ShoWTimE against just the 33 of Bly. And ShoWTimE, 8 Workers killed overall. These Adepts, there's no Glaives on them. I'd say that was a pretty good trade, but can he defend against this counterattack now? We have seen Phoenix continue to be made, so despite the despite the scouting, despite seeing all these Roaches, he's not being kind of scared into making a Voider or anything just yet. Now, a couple of Voiders shut this down very easily. But has a little bit of gas, so a couple of Ravagers most likely going to join the fray, but that's about it, as we see. Well, Mothership Core is set to go. There's a couple of pounds on the way up at the front. There's 4 Phoenix out and 2 more on the way as immediately we see ShoWTimE dropping the 4 and overcharge. Trying to pull back a little bit already. Those Zerglings starting to break through. Nice force field to buy some time. We'll see the Phoenix starting to lift up those Roaches now. And just actually just lift up a few more, just making sure they can't get away, keep them in range of the photon overcharge. Works out really, really nicely, and ShoWTimE makes this look very easy as he pushes this away without any real issue at all. So ShoWTimE, very good defense, and Bly just taking so much damage, losing out on so many Roaches. You're going to see a third Nexus being taken now by ShoWTimE behind this, and so he's going to drop down a third Nexus. These few Roaches backing away to the right-hand side. Phoenix from ShoWTimE continuing to come down towards the bottom, and they're just going to be collecting together. We see a couple more Phoenix coming in from ShoWTimE as well, so a couple more Phoenix is going to move forwards and just going to continue to kind of trade against this Overlord. Overlord going to go down, and again just a few Roaches off to the right as we see a few more Stalkers being warped in. We'll see them Roaches just continue to try and trade this out here. More Stalkers into play, and again, just one of those scenarios where we see ShoWTimE kind of continue to clean up. A few Zerglings coming in mixed is a bit scary, but with the Mothership Core and the overcharges available, it's not that scary in the end. ShoWTimE has a bit of a run by into his main base now to deal with, though, and well, he's still collecting together the Phoenix, which are just going to get so much damage done throughout this. I mean, when you have this many Phoenix, it's almost impossible for Bly to kind of mount a bit of a comeback in this game, because he's just going to continue to take so much damage throughout. I mean, any time he tries to do anything, Phoenix is going to be across the map attacking workers and queens and picking off overlords. You can see over here, there's actually no spore cores in the main base, so both queens are going to go down, and well, the Phoenix, are they just going to waste all their energy on, well, not waste, but they're going to use their energy on these drones? Yes, they are, and so Bly takes even more damage, and so, I mean, another overlord falling. You don't even see +1 air weapons. I mean, that's just the sort of position we're in where ShoWTimE doesn't even feel he needs it. Workers killed 27 to the 10, continuing to rise in ShoWTimE's favor. Look at this creep spread though from Bly to the left side. There's one thing he's definitely got going his way, the creep up the left hand side of the map. That's something you could maybe utilize here to some extent, but it's going to be difficult to see how exactly it's going to make a major difference. Two more Phoenix popping out. That might be some of the last Phoenix we're seeing now. We see the Robos on the way up, so ShoWTimE getting ready for that kind of natural transition into the double Robo and Immortal based production and so on as well for the rest of the game. I mean, Bly is kind of still behind, but because ShoWTimE's gone for like a harassment based army with the Phoenix, there's no kind of real killing move for ShoWTimE in the immediate future unless he can literally lift everything up so that his gateway units can just kill everything on the ground. Which is, I mean, not impossible, but unlikely, you know, so, I mean, ShoWTimE is going to let Bly live for a little while longer, but he's definitely going to make him suffer, as we see multiple workers still being taken down, queens over there. I mean, Bly is still only making Zerglings right now, and again, it's just not been a very pretty game number 2 at all for Bly in this best of 5. And it's not been a very pretty game for him at all, as we do just see the Phoenix coming in again, going to pick off another few drones down here, so a few drones starting to take some damage, and again, ShoWTimE just continue to move around, just continue to pick up drones and continue to just deal so much damage with these Phoenix. So many Phoenix continue to just pick off workers. What are we at now? 42. That's an extra 15 from the last time we checked, which wasn't even that long ago. Twilight Council coming in from ShoWTimE as well, ready for that +2 upgrade. Maybe to see, I guess we'll maybe see sort of what composition he'll play. His army right now isn't very suggestive, but I imagine it could be anything really. Not slaves. Charge makes a lot of sense. Just going to go into trying like charge on Mortal Archon. I mean, kind of a style you'd expect to see, and well, I mean, very very standard stuff. Kind of old school Legacy of the Void, like back to the start of Legacy of the Void with this kind of double Stargate into double Robo play, charged out Mortal Archon. We used to be able to kind of cast PvZ with eyes shut because this is what happened in pretty much every single game of Pros versus Zerg. And people were all like, well, Phoenix are so good, Phoenix are overpowered, how can you ever trade against Phoenix? And then in the end, people actually figured out you just play Hydra Bane, and Hydra Bane kind of destroys Phoenix builds because they just can't do anything against it in time. We're just going to be seeing the couple of queens taking a little bit more damage once again, and I mean the Spore Cores continue to kind of add on a bit of damage here and there, but it's just never enough to realistically kill these Phoenix. You're going to see some zealots running in. This gateway army's been pulled across the map from ShoWTimE. He's going to drop a couple of forces a little bit late, lost one of the full energy sentries already. There's them Immortals joined up now as well. Phoenix is going to lift up a few drones, and I mean this third base, slash it was the fourth base taken, but let's just say the third base location is going to be overrun. We're going to see the Immortals moving forwards alongside these Phoenix in the skies, and combined, Bly is just losing out on everything, and again, about to go 0-2 down, 0-2 in this series. Not looking pretty at all for our red Zerg player, and he'll have to really rethink his strategies a little bit as he enters game 3 and, well, the latter half of this series, because if he wants to win this, he has to be 3 wins in a row. But so far, it's been very one-sided games from ShoWTimE's favor. GG, ShoWTimE takes game number 2, and he is now in a 2-0 lead. Once again, we're only 20 seconds in game, so honestly, we didn't miss anything because of the break. As we have, to the upper left, our red Protoss player. Let's see it, guys. We're going to be cheering on ShoWTimE. And to the upper right is going to be our blue Zerg player. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Bly. Down 0-2, so if you are cheering for Bly, really time to channel him some of your support. Let's hear it, guys. Now, we do have a little bit of a shout out. Holden C23. Holden, my man, is going to hit us up for the 3-month resub. Thank you very much, Holden. How are you doing, buddy? Hope life's treating you well. Hope you're ready for your weekend. Are you doing anything exciting this weekend? Let me know. Let's see some STI hearts in the chat, please, for Holden and his 3-month resub, guys. I already put mine in a couple of minutes ago. So, you guys get that love in there. Thank you very much, Holden, for the resub. Appreciate it, buddy. And welcome back for another month, of course. So, as we set up into this third game, we're going to see Bly is going to change things up dramatically with the free hatch before pool. So, he's going to go from... Well, he's been playing very aggressively so far, and that might very well continue. I mean, the lower bracket is a... No, not lower bracket. The free hatch before pool is a completely kind of change. I was thinking ahead to what I was about to say. The free hatch before pool can still be aggressive, you know, if you link flood off it and just use that third hatch as like a macro hatch or something, can still be a bit of an issue, and a bit of, you know, for the pro players if the Zerg goes aggressive with this. So we'll keep that in mind for Bly as we go into game 3. Now again, ShoWTimE, looking to stay in the winner bracket here again. You have to stay in the winner bracket if you want to win the Challenger League. If you go through the losers bracket, you can only come in second place because there isn't ever a grand final, only winner bracket final and loser bracket final. So ShoWTimE is definitely looking for that winners bracket final placement by winning this series here tonight against Bly, and then he will go up against either Petit Drogo or Sortov, who remain in the bottom winner bracket semi-final. So that's all ongoing. The losers bracket has so many great players in it though still. Snoot, Marine Lord, Euthermal, Nurtio, Whelmu I think still in. The lower bracket is absolutely stacked still, and of course the losers of the winner bracket semis will join them there just a few rounds further on though. So we probably will have time for another match after this. It probably will be one of the loser bracket matches. Well, it will be a loser bracket match, so we'll be bringing you guys one more series after this most likely, and then we will be done for the day, as we're just going to be seeing this Twilight Council finishing up from ShoWTimE. And yeah, just going to be finishing up. So I mean, horizontal spawns on Frost, we've seen him already today against TLO. Wanted to go for this Resonating Glaives build. Now obviously he didn't quite get there against TLO because TLO turned on the aggression himself. Of 19 workers, he just made a lot of lings and tried to flood ShoWTimE, but it was this attempt to go Resonating Glaives, and we're going to see it once again now from ShoWTimE as he begins to just pull back a little bit, little bit of damage being done here or there. And you'll see the Adept again just trying to see what he can do. Queen pushing this Adept back though for the most part though, so just pushing it all the way over to the left hand side. So, Pneumatized Cactus on the way from Bly as well as Lung Speed. He's going to go into the single evolution chamber for now. We'll see whether that's going to be for melee upgrades, whether it's going to be for some drop play. We'll see what exactly the plans are from Bly here. As we see Ling just picking off a probe in the center of the map. We're going to see a few Zerglings continuing to head across towards the left hand side as well. So, these few Zerglings just going to be jumping in towards the main base here in the near future, or the natural / main. And, well, trying to jump in, not jumping in, but trying to push in. As we see Bly coming in and scouting with this Overlord, not going to see anything until he comes to the right hand side, where he will eventually find the Twilight Council. So, double Stargate behind this as well. So once again, ShoWTimE. This is actually, so Bly doesn't find the Twilight. He does now. Finds the double Stargate as well. So actually, ShoWTimE bringing back kind of an older playstyle here. As we're going to see a drop in Overlord getting ready to go in towards the main base. A depth shading across the map. They're going to cancel now, feeling as though they can find Lings up here, but then in reality they're in that Overlord. Bayonet on the way down as well though. Bly's still making Zerglings, down 6 workers already. So just looking to overmake units and then drone up afterwards, unless he's just going to get super aggressive with this. As we see them Adepts starting to trade against those Zerglings as they run on in, get a little bit of a surround against those Adepts as well. There's that drop an Overlord in towards the main, and immediately we're going to see ShoWTimE having to start cleaning this up. This time ShoWTimE commits to a +1 air weapon upgrade, so they're going to really invest into making those Phoenix as strong as possible. As we are going to be seeing a few Zerglings taking a little bit of damage, and we've got the Phoenix jumping on top of that Overlord as well. And obviously they want to chase that down and clean that up, and that is what's going to be happening here. So Phoenix can come in, and they are going to be able to push that Overlord away. So Overlord will fall. And these Lings get cleaned up, and not really too much damage done. 5 workers killed by Bly is, well, definitely not bad for ShoWTimE, because, I mean, Bly's committed into so many Zerglings here. We mentioned before he was already 6 workers behind, so again, a few workers killed. That sort of evens Bly up more than anything. He's about 9 workers ahead now. ShoWTimE just has to be careful of that, because he's gone double Stargate. The third base of ShoWTimE going to be very late in comparison to usual. But, of course, that means he does have a lot of Phoenix on the map to harass with to make up for that, as we see this Phoenix Adept attack. Starting to come forwards here now. There's a few Banelings on the way up. There was a few Banelings already out before. They're actually already in this mineral line. If ShoWTimE commits to this, he's going to have to split up the Adepts and really split them well. That's just going to sit on the high ground for now, though, and that's why this kind of base over here is a little bit of a weird one to take, as ShoWTimE trying to split up those depths, but actually takes a lot of splash damage to the ones that get caught in the corner. And you see never been there towards the front. I mean, I'm surprised the Phoenix didn't try and lift up a few more of those Banelings earlier on in that, as we see. Still just more damage being done though from the high ground. These Adepts continue to do quite a bit. Phoenix are going to come in, they're actually going to be able to target down one of these Queens already, and another one out of range of the Spore is really nice. So actually I think he is in range of the Spore, so he loses one Phoenix there at the end. So still taking some damage. We see one Baneling coming in, 3 more, and that'll be ShoWTimE. Wow, ShoWTimE picks up 2 of the Banelings, and actually keeps a lot of those Adepts alive for just a little while longer because of that. That was sick. And then Banelings were like right next to the Adepts, and he lifts them up just before they go off. Really, really nice. A few more Adepts going to get found by these Zerglings, and as the Zerglings get kind of full surrounds, they trade pretty well, but sheer number of Adepts here is just going to be enough. I mean, it's only 3 or 4, but it wasn't that many Zerglings at the same time as well. As we're going to be seeing the third Nexus coming down. And because Bly chose to take this kind of third hatchery here, we can almost, if we tilt it a little bit, we can almost fit both players like onto the screen with their third base at the same time. It's pretty crazy. So very kind of this top pathway is going to be kind of the focus of the entire game, I feel. As we're going to see already, Bly attacking across with Ling Bane. He's 10 workers down, so he does have to do something with this. I mean, he doesn't want to stay behind like that for too long, especially with Phoenix on the map. He's liable to fall even further behind. That being said, though, the Phoenix are not at home defending, so this Ling Bane has some good potential. Adepts split up, and so even if the Banelings don't do splash damage, by forcing the Adepts to split up, it means that the Lings are able to trade against them so much more easily. As the Banelings go down, the Adepts will join together, and an overcharge coming down as well to help. As you see, Phoenix are picking off Overlords towards the third base too, and actually Bly still just so far behind in supply. 20 supply down currently, and still behind in workers. He's starting to catch up now with a big round of drones, but I mean, I think he might have just left it too late. He's been so aggressive / taking so much damage. It's been a combo of both, really. And the thing is, when he's made units, he's just not done damage with them. And so he's still been taking damage as well, and it's just been a little bit of a mess so far. As we do now have another couple of Adepts continue to come across the map. We do have these Phoenix once more looking for an opportunity to try and come in here and trade. A few more Banelings are on the way up. Phoenix continue to move around. They do have +1 upgrade, remember, so they kill Overlords, Queens, and anything they lift up, really, very, very quickly. Obviously, they don't lift up Overlords, but anything in the sky, they are going to kill very swiftly indeed. So, and Phoenix are a little bit of terror, a little bit of terrifying right now for Bly as they continue to move around. The Queen count going to help to kind of push this around. It's kind of interesting because I guess the Queen buff, we don't really think of it so much in PvZ as, whoa, very nearly a disaster there for ShoWTimE. Definitely wasn't a good thing. But definitely managed the kind of crisis quite nicely. We didn't really kind of think about the Queen buff too much in ZVP. I mean, obviously it has effects, but one thing it is going to help against is against something like Phoenix. I mean, it's not immediately going to shut them down, but it just makes it a little bit easier to fight against Phoenix and so on. And look at this, the Phoenix is just going to commit onto these Overlords. And that's just the power of +1. You can just do so much damage so quickly that you may as well sort of sit up here. As you see ShoWTimE pushing across the top side, and well, with a couple of force fields, he's going to be able to kind of block Queens away and so on, and stop these coming up the ramp, and just continue to just sit on top of the ramp himself. Some force transfuses will be used here, although a couple of the Queens going down, and he's going to lift these Queens up now as well. And actually, with that kind of force field kind of splitting up the Queens, he's going to continue to commit onto the Queens with his Phoenix, something he hasn't done before now, and so he's going to continue to pick off a lot of these Queens. They're taking so much damage. The Spore does burrow underneath the army, but again, I mean, the Phoenix, they're just happy to trade right here, it seems. And I mean, I think he knows that if he takes down the Queens, the Adept-based army on the ground is just going to reign supreme in the end. And there's still enough Phoenix in the skies to do damage. We see Overlords trying to pull away, but they're continuing to go down as well. The third hatchery is being evacuated. These Morphin Banelings also getting picked off. And this is just going to be ShoWTimE just completely destroying Bly here in this series. I mean, every game was just so one-sided. Unfortunately for Bly, I mean, I don't like to be so harsh to someone, but I mean, it really was a very one-sided series from start through to finish. As we're going to see the Banelings running in, and a couple of force fields, not many left. So these Banes actually might start doing damage. Nice Bane connections. Unfortunately, I think it's about 5 minutes too late for Bly. And this advantage for ShoWTimE has lasted quite some time, and well, now it's just, again, you know, now it's avalanche. It's not just because snowballing, it is avalanching into ShoWTimE's favor. Bly just taps out, maybe a little bit disappointed with his play here in this series. ShoWTimE takes the 3-0, and he advances through into the